It is 6 a.m. on day 73 at Shelter Cove Resort. I believe this is called Odell Lake. If I was looking for a Zero or Nero, this would be the perfect place. It's a very nice resort. I mean, like a lake resort where people pull campground essentially. People pull up their campers, there's some cabins, and then obviously the lake. It's very, very nice. And it is very hiker friendly. They have a hiker tent with charging. They have laundry services and showers here. $2 for a $5 hot shower where they provide the toiletries and the towel. I took a shower last night, and it's $5 total for wash and dry. I would have used that. I would have done laundry last night, except it would have made me stay awake even longer. And they have detergent for sale, but the store is closed at 6 and opens at 8, so we were here after hours and we're not able to do that. But it is getting a little bit chilly. It was like, it's in the low 50s, but look how pretty that lake is. Anyway, gonna head out, plan to do about 33 miles today. I think I'm feeling better, but I felt okay yesterday until I started going uphill and put my backpack on, so we'll see. But feeling a little bit more optimistic today. I'm still the feeling of being kind of tired of the repetitive nature of the getting up and hiking every day is still there. But you know, that I think that kind of just happens after you've hiked. Like I've hiked, I think, close to 1,300 miles so far. So I think that kind of just happens. But yeah, I'm gonna start this day. In case you had any doubt, some of the spots we walk through are not glamorous at all. Here is the northern border of the most recent fire closure, which we just had to skip 67 miles for. And now we cross, I don't know what highway, across this highway. And now we don't have to worry about another fire for several hundred miles. This is very much what I imagined Oregon and Washington to be like. Soft trails, all the lush green undergrowth, and lots of trees. Now that I've been walking for an hour, although most of that was on the road walk aspect back to trail, but anyways, I can say happily that my legs are basically, or almost back to my trail normal. So not real life normal. We have different standards out here. There's always a general low line level of soreness, and my legs are almost back to that. So have a feeling much more positive about the day. And it really is so beautiful. The last couple days, like Crater Lake yesterday, and then the couple days beforehand, Oregon was very nice in terms of the terrain, minus a couple rocky sections. But this is more what I imagine Oregon to be, as I mentioned earlier, with like the lush green vegetation and things like that. So really feeling much more positive about hiking. Still, like I mentioned this morning, still searching for a little bit more joy in the repetition of hiking every day, but feeling much, much, much more positive. I think this is the lower Rosemary Lake. So beautiful. I'm sitting down for a 10 to 15 minute break, 12.5 miles into the day. My hood is up, my sleeves are down because the mosquitoes have decided to start existing. But my body is now starting to rebel again, so my earlier optimism was short-lived. My body's starting to want breaks every 20-30 minutes just to get off my feet, so it's going to be another slow day. I'm on the short little side trail, less than 0.1 miles, to Carlton Lake, which will be 20 miles for the day, and my lunch spot. I'm in a very crappy mood still. My mind and body are both my mind and body are both hating everything about this hike and this day right now. So hoping a couple hours resting here at the lake will be just what I need. Heading back to trail. It's like 3:17 or something. Took a good hour and a half nap. Still have 13 miles to go to camp, so I know I'm gonna get there late, probably close to 8, but I decided that the afternoon nap was worth it. I also dink in the water, which I didn't think I was. It wasn't hot enough. But I didn't wash my clothes or soak my feet like I had planned because I was too busy sleeping. But this afternoon again, I think that was the best trade-off for me. This is crazy. We're coming from a lush green forest. 5 steps later, we're in a forest graveyard.
Walked in, I was like, is Quintus here? Like, he's off today. I was like, okay, I'm desperate. Anyone? Who else? Me.
Just got some perfectly timed trail magic about 15 minutes before I was planning to take a break. A man, an older gentleman, his wife is section hiking and he does trail magic, so he's been set up at this little trailhead for the last 2 days doing trail magic. Today is his last day, so he's running out of food, so I got the last rib, but he had chips, soda, beer, so it's nice to sit down in his chair and relax. Set me back a little bit, but that is a worthy setback. I still have 7.5 miles to camp, so I'll probably get there around 8, or if I start moving faster a little bit before, but realistically probably around 8. We've left the burn area behind and are back in green forest. Only 1.5 miles. It's about 30 minutes left of hiking. Thank God. It's about 7:30. I've now hiked about 140 miles in this pair of shoes, and I can say without a doubt that the Ultra Temps are not the shoe for me. My feet are in pain every day, not all day. It takes, after I sit down and give my feet a rest. It takes about 5 to 7 miles, and then it starts hurting again. But they're definitely not the shoes for me. I've worn the Ultra Olympus, which is their more heavy-duty, slightly more cushioned shoes for a lot of day hikes around town, and those were comfortable and did well for me. But yeah, unfortunately the Timps, not for me, so I will absolutely be switching back to my Hokas when Chad comes to see me in Cascade Locks, which just means I have 30, 60, 90, 140, like 160 more miles, 170 more miles in these shoes. So that's not a fun prospect looking forward, but I will survive and get out of them as soon as possible and just keep taking feet breaks as often as I need over the next 5 more days of hiking, so that I'm not in complete misery. This will be home for the night, and I'm so shocked that there isn't anyone else here, but I'll take it. Good morning from day 74. Got moving at about just after 6:03 or something. Wanted to get moving before 6 this morning, but as you can tell by the fact I'm wearing my hoodie, it is a cold morning, and that makes moving very, very slow. I'm not sure if it's dew or condensation, but we've been struggling with that the last couple of nights. If I sleep without my rain fly, things get wet inside. If I sleep with my rain fly is soaking wet, so just a trade-off, but just means last night I slept with my rain fly on, so that is soaking wet. So I'll have to dry out my tent at lunch today. The goal is another 33 something mile day. My muscle soreness feels good. I mean, I'm literally only a quarter mile in. I said that yesterday and then I end up feeling it. But my feet, I'm just gonna have to live through or suffer through. I took ibuprofen last night and they were still throbbing several hours into the night of laying down. Not hurting right now, but, you know, I can feel them. They're not comfortable. But where I had a blister on my bottom of my right pinky toe from the 41 mile day, hasn't refilled. That's feeling less tender today. So now it's just the bottom of my feet. So I can suffer through that. Mosquitoes have gotten bad, so I'm back to putting DEET on my legs. But I think it's also a combination of the last like 10 miles. There have been lots of random little like stagnant algae ponds, so that definitely contributes to the mosquito problem. But hopefully between the DEET and just trying to outwalk them, won't get too many bites. Sierras were definitely worse, and we've gotten lucky that since the Sierras, mosquitoes have held off until now, so I can complain, but we've really still gotten lucky with them.
House that I would want to live in would be like one.
I am a little over 14 miles into the day, feeling better today. My feet are starting to be a little bit sore, but this morning passed by super quickly because for the last, I don't know, 3+ hours I've been hiking with a girl from Australia named Goose. And so we had a wonderful conversation about so many different things. And as always happens, that made the time and miles fly by really quickly. So much so that I was hoping I'd get to keep hiking with her and walking with her a little bit longer, but unfortunately she just took a side trail to Elk Lake Resort, which is another campground where she's going to go in for the day and charge some of her electronics, etc., because she didn't stop in Crater Lake or Shelter Cove. So Elk Lake Resort I think is only a mile off trail or so, but she's gonna go hang out in there. So I am on my own for the last 6 miles to the lunch spot, but that's should only be 2 hours of hiking, so I should be able to handle that on my own. But that was just such a nice, relaxing morning getting to chat with her. This is the first day I met her, and that's the amazing thing about hikers too, is that me and Goose literally never met, and then we just were able to talk and hike for 3.5 hours together, and then we may never see each other again. The crazy thing. This is just crazy to see, because in the Sierras the rules were no campfires above 10,000 feet, so really just highlights how much lower elevation we are now compared to a month or two ago. I have no idea what mountain that is, but it's really gorgeous. We've been getting a glimpse of it through the trees today. Made it to the lake that we'll be taking lunch at. Just gotta find a nice spot that has space for us to lay out in the shade, and then it's time to relax. One awesome thing about this section of Oregon is that all the trail intersections have been so well marked. The trail itself, there's less there. I mean, I don't think I've actually seen one of those silver diamond things in a while. The trail, when you're on it, not marked, but the intersections are amazing. So kudos to Oregon for that. This is so pretty. I think this is one of the best fields of flowers I've seen. So I was just looking on my maps, and this mountain that I said earlier I didn't know the name of is called South Sister, and then through the trees that pointy mountain is called North Sister, and then somewhere on my left, which I can't see right now, but it's called the Husband. So give me 1 second. Here is the North Sister. South Sister, North Sister. Less than a half mile to camp for the night, which will be another 33.1 mile day. Gonna get to camp by 6:40, which definitely makes me happier. Getting to camp before 7 yesterday didn't, not because of hiking time, but because of the trail magic and because I took a long nap at lunchtime. But anyways, the pain is definitely still present on my feet. The good news is that it takes more miles before I start feeling it. The bad news is when I feel the pain, It is not just my feet anymore. The front aspect of my left ankle and the back of my right ankle are starting to hurt as well. But only 3.5 more days of hiking, and that's plus or minus on the 50-mile day. I'm not sure if I'm going to attempt that, but only 3.5 more days of hiking, and then a long break. What else? My morale, as you can probably tell, is much higher today. Yesterday, the pain was just really getting to me and bringing me down. If I listened to how I felt yesterday, I would be getting off at the road that goes to Bend that's in like 10 miles from now, and flying home, which is why, you know, people always say you never quit on a bad day. Obviously, still not enjoying the trail as much as I would like right now, but so much better than yesterday. I'm not wanting to quit or anything like that. Just had a really crappy day the last couple days, recovering from our 40-mile day, dealing with these new shoes, etc. Oregon has been gorgeous, has been beautiful, and I just couldn't appreciate that much yesterday, but definitely appreciating the beauty today. And so just a few more minutes until I get to camp, where people have commented there is a amazing sunset, so looking forward to that.